Good evening, AequepaX Racing. Hello, welcome to the channel, and this is something new from AequepaX, just for you. Let me read the bump to make sure you know everything in his own words. Here we go. Where are we? Well, with the arrival of GT7, it's safe to say it hasn't lived up to anybody's expectations thus far. It's very slowly improving, but with some of the incredible basic lobby functions still available, we can't carry out our usual one-off endurance events. So here we are. We bring you the AXR GT World Endurance Championship. The format: a Group 3 championship with two consecutive... Where's my glasses, for bloody hell's sake? Here we go. Right, a Group 3 championship with two consecutive races per round with a 10-minute qualifying session before each one. Stint 1 will use a standing start with false start check, while Stint 2 will use the in-game rolling start procedure. The same lobby will be used for both races, so drivers will need to save their replays and then make way for their teammate to join the race lobby. Each race will use the same points-based system, and it's a fully team-based championship. There won't be any individual drivers' point standings. Each team entry will be allowed to register 3 drivers to race. However, only 2 drivers per round will be required. Stints will vary between 1.5 hours to 2 hours each. There will be a limited amount of cars available per manufacturer/model, so they will be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. All rounds shall be streamed with commentary on the AequepaX YouTube channel. Here we are. Hello. I am the commentary on the AequepaX channel. Some of you may recognize me from somewhere else, but I'm not him. I'm someone totally different. Skyjacker in the chat saying, good luck, guys, especially the VRCM lads. Come on, big up the VRC. And then Verwelge in the chat saying, good evening all. Well, hello and welcome to AequepaX Racing. Qualifying, oh, you don't want to know all about that. It's 10 minutes. They're going to go around very fast, place their grid. The race is going to be set to 90 minutes or 120 minutes. I believe this one is 120 minutes. This is a 4-hour race around Deep Forest. You don't need any of that. Livery is pretty basic. We'll see all the cars. The calendar, here we go then. October the 8th, which is today. We're at Trial Mountain, not Deep Forest, sorry. We're at Trial Mountain for 3 hours, so I'm only on for an hour and a half. I thought I was here for 2 hours. Blooming heck. I can carry on with Andor then. I've only got halfway through. So, October the 15th, Spa-Francorchamps, that's a 4-hour banger. October the 29th, we're at Mount Panorama for the drama for 3 hours. November the 19th, Tokyo Expressway South for 4 hours. And then December the 3rd, Circuit de la Warthof for 3 hours. And then December the 17th, Daytona Road Course for 4 hours. Like we said, they're using the Group 3 cars. I think the bop's on and tuning. So interesting stuff. Anything more you need to know? Not really. You don't want to know about the settings. That's all quite dull. Tyre wear is ×3. Fuel rate is ×3. Is probably the most interesting part about that. Mechanical damage is light. Collision penalties off. War penalties are off. Ghosting's off. Now, they've got counter steering off. ASM off. Driving line assistance is off. Traction control is no limit. ABS is no limit. Let's introduce the teams. I won't know who they are, so bless my cotton socks, I don't know. It'll take us a few rounds. More in the chat. Manos1 saying good luck everyone. Bandit saying hello thingy, good evening. Let's go VRC. Fish saying game, Gran Turismo 6. It's not, it's 7 unfortunately. We're stuck with that one. And then we've got Manos1 saying good evening thingy. Well, hello. And Adam saying our livery looks great here. Great. I can't wait to see it. I don't know who it is. Oh dear. What happened? I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. Oh, Groot's changed the settings. Maybe he had the wrong settings. Oh no, this is the 10 minutes, I think. This is the 10 minutes. This is qualifying. Let's get trackside. Let's get trackside. And as we go around, we'll see who is who. Hey, come and join me here at trackside, so we can see what the schnizzle is. Oh God, bloody menus. Qualifying is green. So, oh God, that's going to be a fun one to say. Jay is in, it looks like a Mazda. So, hang on. What's the team number? 888. I think they were the last entries, weren't they? No. They are trail-breaking racers in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept with the drivers Haza and Jaheli reference. So Jaheli, that's going to be tough. So Haza and Jaheli, and they've got the reserve driver of Anton Poika. I know Haza and I know Anton Poika, extremely fast. So what Jaheli? I don't want to say jelly. That's an I in the middle, so it's MCJ out there is in the Mazda. Mr. Slowly. Can we see a car number? Hell no. Is that a Ford? Hell knows. I can nearly see a number. Show me your numbers. 66. Okay, it's like bingo this. I'm looking down my list for a 66 as we do the introductions. And it is full throttle racing team in the Ford GT race car 2018. And Mr. Slowly is a reserve driver, so the reserve has been called up early doors. He's on the racing medium tyre. And their team is Evil Dragon 99 and Rotary, with a reserve driver of Mr. Slowly. So calling in the reserves, early doors in the Ford. And he is cracking on. Then we have THG Water Skin. And that will be the Humble guys. The Humble guys. No. What's the number? 44. They're down there. The Humble guys, 44. They're in a McLaren 650S GT3, and their driver is a Waterskin, Portuguese driver, I believe, and THG EP3. So we'll be watching a Waterskin and make his way around. Who else is on track? A few of them gone in to change those tyres, probably to put the faster tyre on. They want to start the race on the mediums, I take it, and now they're changing over to the soft tyre to get more of a time out of it. We got Shadow out there, Shadow looming around, and what's he in? What number is that? You little 96, I think that said. Have we got a 96? Oh, you are going to be a tricky one to spot. It's 96. I was right. Right, now I go to my board for it, and I have no 96. I have no 96 on my boards. Maybe I do. Actually, there's another page. 96, there you go. Side Max Motorworks. Team number 96, Ford GT race car again, 2018, with Shadow driving and Sober as their number 2 driver. And their reserve driver he's cool, he's just got initials, TBC, man. I mean, it's a struggle, I know. We're qualifying. I'm trying to keep it so we can see who's what and what team. I'm never going to remember them. So I don't know why I'm looking, but it's a manufacturing race, so I really should. Right, that's a McLaren, isn't it? Did I not? No, that's a Ford. Noirs, looks like a Supra to me. And I didn't see the number. 83. 83. I'm going to have these written down on a bit of paper. So this is the Holland branch of the Humble Guys Racing Team Holland in the Toyota Group Supra Racing concept. And their drivers are Noir and Tears and TSO40. So it's what's that? A new that's an American flag, isn't it? A Yank and an Englishman driving for the Dutch. It's amazing. Homescalian saying good luck all. I know it's taken me a while. So these are the times. There you go. Illusion for the AXR team. has just gone fastest of all in his Supra, I think that is. And now he's gone for a little spin in celebration of getting a provisional pole. He's decided to sling one into the barriers. Noir's second fastest out there. Then we got Kevin in 50. Oh, bloody hell. Give me a second. Fifty. This is boring, isn't it? 50. I can't find. Oh, 50. SBM featuring SOA-E. It's Caliber and Kevin. And we've got Kevin. And they are in a Subaru. So, and that's the Belgium and the German. Caliber, I think, Belgium and Kevin German, possibly. Right, let's not get transfixed what teams they're in. We'll work it out. We've got to an hour and a half, actually. I thought it was going to be a 2-hour one, the first one. Corey, the Canadian, he's out there for the Humble Guys Racing. He's 5th fastest so far. Then we've got Waterskin, who I believe he went in and changed his tyres, so has yet to do a time, possibly. Well, I don't know, 6/10 off on his second lap. Possibly he didn't change his tyres. Mr. Slowly is out there for the Full Throttle Racing team. Then we have a Guesty driving a Supra. He's just gone 3rd fastest. And what's he in? A Porsche there? Nice. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I didn't think they'd chosen one. So that looks lush for the Virtual Racers Club, if I do say so myself. And Guesty, he was 3rd, he's 5th now, it's all changed. Illusion is still the fastest man on track with Frequency in 2nd place. He is driving for 118. I'm giving up if I can't see it at a quick glance, because Stosillo Racing, the Alfa Romeo, and it's Frequency and Nibbles we've got there racing. I can't wait for Nibbles. So there we go, Frequency, the Flying Fin. It's just behind the Greek, and Splash has gone fastest of all so far. And I could not tell you who he's driving for. I'm afraid I've given up on that now. We'll just work it out as we go along. More in the chat. Bazza, VRC Barry, who's the commentator, sounds like someone I've heard before. Doesn't like his wise inside joke. Dane Barakaskay says, let's go, Humble Guys. And the Bazza saying, go VRC. So Mr. Slowly is on pole. That's a sexy looking car. Is that a Ford? Jesus, I think it picked up a little bit of air over that hill there. So I can do some things with the cameras. It's not totally useless. We can sit in car with Mr. Slowly as he makes his way around Trial Mountain. That is the track, isn't it? As I said, it was Deep Forest. Yeah, Trial Mountain. And now STS Frequency has gone fastest of all. How long we got left of qualifying? It's minutes left. Yes, a minute left. So this will be their last opportunities. Let me get into a normal thing. So there we go. Frequency is pole. I think that's an Alpha. It looks like an Alpha. I'm going to give up with the list. I can't keep up with it. I've missed half of qualifying reading blooming lists. So Slowly is 2nd fastest so far. Splash 3rd fastest in this first round. Shadow is in 4th, with Illusion pulled over to the side. He's waiting out the clock for 5th. Guesty 6th fastest so far. 7th for Noir and Teras. 8th for Kevin in the Subaru. Then Jahele is in 9th in the Mazda RX, and it seems like a beast, that Mazda. It's a handful. With a Digital Blasphemy in the VRC car. In 10th, 2V. Oh, that's it. That's qualifying. Eek. So, Slowly was 1st, Frequency 2nd, Splash 3rd, Shadow was 4th, Illusion is 5th, Guesty 6th, Noir's 7th, 8th for Kevin, 9th for Chalet, Digital 10th, 11th Corey, 12th Waterskin. This is really annoying. I will have to delete out and go back in because it puts you in car and you cannot come out. I'll try and watch a bit of the race. Right, okay. Sorry. It's ridiculous, I know. It's so ridiculous. But here we go, we've started the race now then. Mr. Slowly pulls away in the lead ahead of Frequency. Then we've got Splash on the track. They're all on medium tyres. The top 3 are at least. Shadow is in 4th on the mediums as well. And he's got a queue of cars behind him with Guesty, Illusion and Kevin all jostling for position. So far Guesty has that 5th place with Kevin there is on the softs in 6th place. And you can see these cars fidgeting around there with full weight of fuel on and cold tyres. Illusion slipping down into 7th with Digital Blasphemy in 8th. Jay is in 9th. Corey 10th. And Noah Antes is in 11th with Waterskin in 12th. It's 1.5 seconds behind. But Mr. Slowly at the moment flying ahead, but it's a long race. It's a long race, so anything can happen. It's all about strategy. Are they going to fuel save? Look after their tyres somewhat? Who knows? So Splash in a lovely position there in 3rd place. We're sat alongside Splash at the moment, racing for that racing team that we know so well. And he is trying to track down those racing teams ahead that we know well as well. So, Mr. Slowly leads from Frequency. Splash in 2nd. Shadow is up into 4th place. And he's fighting with... Guesty slipped down to 6th now. 4th and 5th. Illusion coming up through the ranks. He's up into 4th now as he heads on. And Illusion, he was down in 7th last we saw, I'm sure, earlier in the lap. And he starts a lap 2 up into 4th. So, the Greek absolutely owning it out there. Shadow is in 5th place with Guesty now in 6th, and he's got Kevin very close behind him. Kevin on those soft tyres, and Guesty trying all he can to defend, but unfortunately Kevin on the faster tyre is just going to try and swoop around the outside, and that is exactly what he has done, leaving Guesty down into 7th place. Digital Blasphemy now is in 8th, and he's got in 9th, Nuantes in 10th, 11th Corey, and Waterskin a little further behind, struggling there. Let's get on board with Noir, because he's got a lot of action here ahead of him. There's the Mazda of and just ahead of him. No, we're not on. We're on with Corey, sorry, not Noir. We're on board with Corey in 11th spot. Mr. Slowly still leading. Frequency in 2nd, Splash 3rd. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. Gosh, that's a lot of words, all in a very short amount of time. Oh, delight. Nice warm cup of coffee. Now better. Looks like Digital Blasphemy's in trouble up ahead there, with Noir looking either side of him for a way past, and Digital Blasphemy just behind Guesty in 8th. So Guesty 7th, chasing down Kevin, who's on those soft tyres, so he's trying to make hay early doors in this race. Shadow trying to fend him off in the Ford, and just ahead of him is Illusion in 4th place. He's only 6 tenths behind Splash, and Illusion is on the move. He's trying something on for size, and I like how it fits. So Illusion, the Greek goddess, just channeling Splash's toe right now as they head into the first corner. A slight lift. Ooh, little lag there from Splash, nearly catching Illusion out, and Illusion losing a bit of time to Splash through that first set of corners. Meanwhile, Mr. Slowly is absolutely delving his love for the first place out there. He's basking in it. Look at him, that man stood on that stone. That's a ridiculous place. I've hit that stone before. Try and murder the dude who stood on the stone. Health and safety around Trial Mountain is absurd. Ooh, I thought Mr. Slowly was going a little too wide into the tunnel there, and he was going to clip it, but he's done a super job, and he's got the flying fin really close behind. And now, are they racing? They fuel conserve. He's really close in the toe. He's pulled out. He's having a look. His frequency. He's going for the move. And can he get it to stick? Mr. Slowly still clinging on in there. And no, frequency, even though he's alongside him though, in the Alfa Romeo. And the Ford GT's just got enough on the Alfa there. And frequency does not get the move done. But it looks like he's going to now as they come out of that corner. It's Alfa versus Ford. Finn versus Brit. And the Brit comes out on top. Mr. Slowly doing a superb job as reserve driver for the Full Throttle Racing team. And Mr. Frequency is definitely interested in a piece of that action. Splash also right in there with a big dose of I'm going to take that position even though you've been attacking first place all the way along. And Splash still hasn't got past. Change camera. There you go. And Splash still not managing to get by the Finn. Then we've got Illusion. These four are in their own little race up at the head here. Then we've got Kevin. He's managed to get past the guys on those softs, but how long will the softs last as he takes a bit of air in his Subaru? Beautiful stuff. Oh, and the Subaru having a big lag spike there. And I don't know where he really is there in fifth. Guesty sixth. It's all gone a bit weird there for a second, hasn't it? So Guesty now fighting with Kevin. Noir's behind Kevin. And Guesty is up into fifth. Guesty having a cracker at the moment in that VRC car with Kevin down into sixth. Is it the tyres for Kevin? Is he starting to lose cohesion with that rubber? And Noir's going for the move in the Supra, looking for a place to get the move done. But Kevin's straight line speed is impressive. And Noir's having to wait all the way to the end of the straight before he can get the move done. And Noir's is also on those soft tyres. So Guesty doing an amazing job staying ahead of those guys on those medium tyres, it has to be said. Digital Blasphemy on the medium tyres. And he's got Corey for very close company. And Corey is really giving it some looming large, some would say. He's with the humble guys as Digital Blasphemy for the VRC. And then we have Jay in the Mazda. Shadow in 11th in the Ford and Waterskin closing in. He's on the soft tyre. Frequency's in the lead. I apologise. Frequency has taken the lead from Mr. Slowly. And now Frequency, the Flying Finn, showing us what he's got in the Alpha as he absolutely pulverises it. We're only just coming into the 8-minute mark of this race. And we have 90 minutes to have a race in. I wasn't going to count down. I mean, we've got 82 minutes left of racing. So, miles to go. Fuel tanks a quarter done on lap 5 with the tyres looking absolutely pretty. The mediums are anyway. Mr. Slowly down into second, and can Splash get a move done on Mr. Slowly? And Illusion there is only 4/10 behind him also. Sitting alongside Illusion as we drive along the lovely mountainside of Trial Mountain. Under the bridge we go down to a very tight corner. In the stream chat we have Beetle Gauze saying endurance race but fight is like it was a sprint, but that's how it works, I guess. It is crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. They are driving like they want to be in front, like they've only got 2 minutes to get round. Unbelievable stuff. It's in their blood. They can't help themselves. I think it's because everyone thinks the lobby's going to close. Everyone thinks that. I was even going to say at the beginning of this, but I didn't want to doom it. I said, how far are we going to get? I'm going to say an hour and 10 minutes, and the lobby will just die. So someone didn't show up because we had a full house. We had a full deck. Unless I'm not seeing everyone, which that is also possible. It can happen. Oh dear. Let's see if there's anything happening in the chat I should be aware of. Oh dear, I don't know. Shadow? Oh, what? Oh dear, sorry. Someone just said that's a big death by Shadow. I don't know. It was the last lap we had on lap 4. He's 5.5 seconds behind in the Mazda. Now, I was reading about people saying that liveries weren't loaded, and I'm thinking, I can see liveries, and was getting a bit panicked because I was thinking, I know there's 1 or 2 cars that look quite basic with the Subaru and the Mazda. They may not have loaded, but the others, I believe, have. Oh, we're missing Turi and Race Asylum, unfortunately, this week. There you go. That's the answer. Dane saying 148 on mediums is an insane pace. There you go. Well, we're getting there. His frequency's on 49s. Mr. Slowly in the 50s. Someone, oh yeah, Illusion, 48.9. Illusion still not managing to make an impression on I think Groot is. I think Groot, Binko, is the man who is... is this the first pit stop for Illusion? His racing softs are looking mildly used. So Noir stays out. His softs not so bad. And Guesty for the VRC. And I think that's the VRC B team. I think Digital is driving in the... Guesty getting a big tank slapper down, trying to change direction in the Porsche. And he finds himself facing in all sorts of different directions, and that gives Kevin the opportunity to move back up into 5th place to charge down Noir's. The 2 drivers, 4th and 5th, are on the racing soft tyres. They will need to pit pretty soon. Guesty then in 6th, and Digital Blasphemy now in 7th. He's barely used those mediums. He's doing good with fuel, goodish with fuel in the Supra, and Corey chasing him all the way with Jay in the Mazda. He's doing good on the mediums as well. Where did Illusion come out? There's Shadow. He's also on the mediums, half tank fuel. Still looking good. Still can go for a while yet. And there is Illusion. He's topped up. He's put mediums on. So, I mean, he got himself up to 4th with those Supers. He has now means he can go a bit longer. I'm just trying to work his strategy out is all. And a water skin on those softs. His tyres are looking quite dismal. But frequency, what the frequency can if cause you are so deranged, is leading this little race of 3 hours, I found out. That's a bonus. I've just gained half an hour. That means I can have a fag 30 minutes earlier than what I was going to have. So, happy days. I can take one of the patches off. Frequency then leads the race by 3 seconds, a whopping 3 seconds. Mr. Slowly, his tyres looking okay, I guess. Not much different from the other medium runners out there, but he was looking like he was struggling around that corner, but he's back on it now in the Ford for the full throttle racing guys. Splash is in 3rd, chasing him down though. And then we've got Noirs coming back into this race, and he's using those tyres until there's no tyre left. Mark my words, as is Kevin. And that is almost true for his front right tyre. And I have seen in this game, in the test races that I have been partaken in, that as soon as those tyres go fully red, they go off the cliff. There's no way of even driving them around slowly. You just fall off the track. So Kevin's playing a very dangerous game out there, pushing those tyres to their limits. And you can see, I think he's struggling with grip already as Guesty closes down on Kevin. Let's get him board with the Porsche. And the Porsche is looking pretty stable around here. It seemed people were staying away from the Porsche in the car choice. No one wanted the Subaru either. I mean, it was a strong choice from Kevin and Caliber, I believe, to choose that Subaru. And here we go. Oh, Groot. It's the same. Yeah, it is. It's the same lobby, Binko, as Groot. I don't think Binko's listening. He's in. I'm answering Discord. Can you believe I'm talking out loud to Discord? Like Discord can hear me. Jesus. So Guesty, he gets that move done on Kev. And then we've got Digital Blasphemy in 7th. Him and Corey are starting a bromance off because they have not been more than a second apart the whole race. It is absolutely delightful. And the Mazda not too far behind him, only 3 seconds. He's doing good pace. half a tank of fuel, tyres not looking too rough, and I think the Mazda is looking strong in this race. We've got a couple of pit stops. Noaz, Corey, Kevin, all going in for a change of those soft tyres. Corey can look after a set of tyres, isn't he? Hey, he can give me a massage any day. Waterskin's already been in. He put a set of mediums on, and now is this going to change things? Frequency still leads with Mr. Slowly in second. Splash is third, but he's dropped away from Mr. Slowly a bit. 2.9 seconds. Guessed he's 8.7 seconds behind them guys in fourth. Then Digital Blasphemy is up to fifth place, 6 seconds behind Guesty. And Jalil is in sixth in the Mazda. Shadow seventh. So you can see these guys are starting to come through. The pit stoppers is Illusion, the first of the pit stop boys. And Noir's only come out a second behind Illusion. So Illusion lost a bit of time in that pit stop to the guys behind him, because Noir's has come straight out. Noir's hasn't put any fuel in. Noir's, he's going stint. He's going super stints. He's going softs. Softs until he can't no more. Because he hasn't put fuel in. He's just put a new set of tyres on and he's back out again. And it's not bad. He's only just behind Illusion. Kevin, he didn't fuel up as well. He's gone soft. So interesting tactic from the racing soft boys down at the back there. They're not fueling up. They're just banging in a new set of tyres and getting back out there, I suppose, to use up the fuel tank. Interesting. On lap 9, I mean, only sort of 15, 16 minutes into the race, they started making their pit stops. So that means they'll be doing a fair few pit stops if that's their strategy. Interesting. Frequency then 4 seconds in the lead from Mr. Slowly, who is anything but Illusion, going the fastest lap of the 48.9, but that was on the softs earlier in the race. Splash in third, in a lovely looking Supra. He's 3 seconds behind Slowly. So they've spaced out a little bit, the top three. I'd say Slowly's rears are going away a little more than Splash's, tyres wise. Other than that, not much between the two of them. Guesty, his tyre, that front right tyre is looking slightly angry, but nothing too much of a concern. He's getting 51 last time around. The leaders are on 50s. 49s for Frequency. He is so Frequency is leading by 4 seconds. Mr. Slowly is in second. Splash third. Guesty is fourth, with Digital Blasphemy also in the 51s, doing the same times as Guesty. Then behind them we've got the Flying Fin in the Mazda. He's doing 51s also. And he's not too far behind Digital Blasphemy, only 3 seconds. The Mazda screaming like a banshee, as she does. Let's get on board to hear some of that wail. There she is. Get that rotary out. Get the rotary out, my son. Put some chickens on it. Let's have a bake up. So Bandit saying pace is ridiculously fast. Didn't expect that. They are all aliens, aren't they, in this league? It does attract some scarily fast people. It's shocking. So we're in the Mazda. We're in 6th place. We're just getting back on the start straight to begin lap 11. And we're just coming up to 19 minutes of a 90-minute race. And we are flying. There you go. Lovely little lift from Jay as he goes through that corner. Also, I don't think he's applied the brakes so far yet in this early part. There you go. Now we've had some brake. Down to third. Here we go. The Mazda on it again. Chasing down Digi, and he's gained nearly a second since we've been on board. He was 3 seconds behind. And now we're down to just 2 seconds. And Digital Blasphemy, either a small mistake or Jay is starting to twist that pressure cap and unleash some pressure. Noir's closing in after his pit stop. Where? Illusion's dropped behind Noir. So Noir's got ahead of Illusion, and Kevin is still behind Illusion. So yeah, it's Noir. And the leader's come into the pits. The leader is in the pits. A quarter of a tank of fuel. Tyres not too bad. Mr. Slowly staying out, as has Splash. So Frequency into the pits for new fuel and boots. And Guesty there in fourth. I don't know. So Mr. Slowly cracks on into the lead of this race in his Ford. And he probably could have done with a pit stop. Those rear tyre, that rear right tyre is looking pretty nasty. And now Splash going past the pitted Alpha. Guesty also moving up a spot from Frequency's pit. He's new tyres, mediums, topped up a little bit, topped up nearly all the way. And Guesty's tyres not looking any better. Digital Blasphemy in fifth. And those medium tyres are starting to look past their best, even for the Flying Finn in his Mazda. Noirs, who did make a pit stop onto the softs. No fuel, did he? He didn't fuel up, but he didn't look like he's used much. He's done the fastest lap of the race with a 48.373. He's caught up the Finnish driver in the Mazda, MCJ, Big J. And applying pressure now is Noir's. His tyres are in a much tidier state than the Mazda's, and he's looking for a way through, but nothing giving at the moment. And that will help Illusion behind close in. Oh, a little damage on Noir Antares' car. That's why he's not gaining much of an advantage from the toe. It looks like he give that front corner a knock somewhere along the way, and Noir's having to just shake it off. Run it off, lads. It'll be all right. And Mr. Slowly now into the pits, but wrong button. So Mr. Slowly has entered the pits, and Splash stays out, I believe. Well, no, he stays out. He hasn't gone into the pit lane. So Splash carrying on, as does Guesty as well, because the pit entry is before that. Mr. Slowly into the pits then. The leader, there's Frequency. The lead, the one that was in the lead. He's put the mediums on. He's got 3/4 of a tank. Mr. Slowly getting some work done as Splash takes the lead of this race. And Guesty moves up into a second. Can Frequency get his position back from Mr. Slowly? And it looks like he does as Mr. Slowly leaves the pits. It's Digital Blasphemy that Mr. Slowly has to worry about. No, Noir as well. And Mr. Slowly comes out of the pits in 6th spot. But the guys at 7th, Jay got one in there as well. But these guys are going to be pitting pretty soon in front of him. Guesty, Digital Blasphemy, Splash, and Jail. Well, wow, who's gone through? Noir. Noir was already in front of Digi, wasn't he? Or has he caught Digi up? Jesus. Noir's is really on a push, isn't he? He's flying. He's got past a J and Digital Blasphemy. Mr. Slowly has come out behind the Mazda and needs to get by quickly on those fresh mediums, where Jay is coming to the end of the life of his mediums, and Jay not putting up too much of a battle there. And Digital Blasphemy next on the list for Mr. Slowly. Meanwhile, Frequency is 6.5 seconds behind Guesty, but that matters not, because Guesty still has to pit, and he's going to be pitting pretty soon in that Porsche, as will Splash. And then Frequency will retake the lead, and Noirs will be in second with his aggressive pit strategy. He's working nicely for him as Splash enters the pits, and I am assuming Guesty as well. There he goes into the pits. Frequency will retake the lead of the race as he comes down to the awkward final corner. Guesty and Splash both in the pits. Noirs moves up into second as Mr. Slowly gets a move done on Digital Blasphemy, and the Ford up ahead of the Supra there, with the Mazda still staying out and Digital Blasphemy staying out also. Unbelievable stuff. So what's going on here? Splash, we saw him go in the pits, didn't we? He's put tyres on, he's not fueled. Oh, disaster for Mr. Splash. There's a disaster. His pit crew has forgotten to fuel him. He's back out again, but he's going to have to go in and refuel. Oh no, he's out ahead of Noirs. Mr. Slowly back up into 4th. Digital Blasphemy, who hasn't pitted, is in 5th. 6th for Jay, who also hasn't pitted. Illusion, who pitted pretty much one of the first, is now in 7th, with Kevin in 8th. Corey is in 9th, and Guesty has come out of the pits. Oh, he's cut the pit lane as well. He's got a 3-second penalty. Poor old Guesty. Shadow is in 11th, nearly a minute behind now. For Shadow, he's had a couple of, or maybe he's had a fuel issue as well. Looks like he's had to have 2 pit stops in a row. Ooh, another 2:10, is it? What's going on with his lap times? 2:10, 2 minute, 1:51, a 2:10, and before that, a 1:50. So, Shadow, he's been on a bit of an adventure, as has Waterskin. Waterskin getting regular 55s out of that car. And Frequency is the man in the lead. He's still carrying that. That can't be the same damage we saw earlier in the race. I don't even think it was him, was it? Splash. Oh my gosh, he's going to have to go back into the pits. What a tragedy for Splash. Coy in the chat saying, go get him, Guesty. And the VRC saying, good luck, racers. And here comes Splash back into the pits. And his crew should be stood with their heads held in shame. Why did they not fuel him, eh? So Frequency then in the lead with Noir on a comeback. Unbelievable stuff. Mr. Slowly in 3rd. Digital Blasphemy without pitting. He's now up into 4th place. And the Mazda also doing the same. The Flying Finn also not pitting, up into 5th place. Kevin, he pitted earlier. Didn't fuel up though, just put a new set of softs on, holding on to 6th. Corey in 7th. And Corey was like Digital Blasphemy's buddy, but he's pitted since, I think. And his fuel tank is flashing, he'll be in soon. Illusion in 8th. He was higher than that. I don't know why Illusion's down in 8th. There's nothing on his lap times, so maybe he was in 8th. I don't remember him being down there. Then we have Guesty fresh out of the pits in 9th spot, but he's 10 seconds behind Illusion, and that's a big job. But he's got full tank, he's got new tyres, just head down, crack on, and he's ahead of Splash. And he was behind Splash before the pit stop, so, you know, there is little bits you can take from it. Poor Splash. There's going to be someone sacked in that pit crew. Kyle in the chat saying Noir washed up. Lol. Did I say washed up? No, he's doing a super job. He's smashed through it, hasn't he? So Frequency leads 2 seconds ahead of Noir. Mr. Slowly in 3rd. That's your top 3. Digital Blasphemy, his tyres screaming for a pit stop, and he's going to give them to him. The car 420, yeah man, is into the pits, and Kevin and the Mazda, the Flying Finn, comes in as well, as does Corey. And Guesty, that's going to be a couple of positions for him when it all shakes out. So that'll be everyone pitted now, I believe. So on lap 16, we're nearly just over, well, we're coming up to 28 and a half minutes of this race done. Everyone has pitted pretty much. And Frequency is the man in the lead for, is it Full Throttle Racing? I can't know, he's a different team altogether, and I don't know if I can be bothered to open the league details again. Hang on, that's just lazy, isn't it? Can at least try and find out what team he drives for, as he's leading. Number 118. It's like bingo. 118. 118. I can't find it. 108. Oh, Stosilla Racing in the Alfa Romeo with Frequency and Nibbles. Car 118 at the moment leading this new championship. Round 1, Stint 1 you're looking at the moment. And in the chat, We've got Dane saying, come on, Corey, pass your bromance. Oh, what, Digi? Is he still with Digi? I bet he is. Him and Digi. Yeah, look at them. They're back together again. 6 tenths, 5 tenths. It's a new friendship. Digital Blast Me. Car 420 ahead of the Humble guys. Corey very close though, on board. He's on the racing softs. I think Digi possibly went back onto the mediums, and this is the move for Corey. He's trying to get by with Kevin into the pits. That's going to be a position for these guys. The Mazda is behind them in 10th. When they came out of the pits, they pitted at the same time, didn't they, really, all three of these? Kevin then in the pits, and here we go. Digi just ahead of Corey. Corey 2 tenths behind, getting a lovely tow down this straight. Can he get the move done? I'm not so sure. He's had to have a lift there, and Digi commits to the corner, and Corey still hanging out with Digi in 8th and 9th spot as they go in the bridge. That corner is a bit scary. Slow it down, crack on. Ooh, is the sun getting low? Headlights are on. That's all right, it's brighter outside the car. Yeah. So Corey and Digi still battling it out for that 8th and 9th. Kevin pitted and got back out ahead of those guys. Great strategy from the, I don't want to say German, but I'm probably wrong. I get my Belgians and my Germans mixed up, and we've got a couple of Belgians. I'm not sure if that's their flag. Noir is back into the pits, and Frequency still leads as the lights come on around the track, and the evening starts to set in. Mr. Slowly in second. Illusion also pitting. He was one of the first to pit. We've moved over the 30-minute mark now. Less than an hour left in this race. Guesty is up into 4th place. Possibly will get ahead of Noir. Noir having to top up as well. And here we go. Guesty coming along the start straight. Noir's been released. He's coming out onto the track. Do not cross the line. He crossed the line, didn't he? Oh, maybe that's not why Guesty got 3-second penalty then. But Guesty then chasing down Noir. Possibly, no crossing of the line. I don't know why Guesty got a 3-second penalty. That's usually for crossing the pit exit line. But Noir's is fine. He hasn't got nothing. Splash then. 5th with his weird double stop strategy that he's got going on. He was, what, 3rd? He was up there. Germany is horizontal, Belgium is vertical. Which way round's that? So, yeah, Belgium's vertical. That's the one I thought it was, yeah. So that's the German. I was right. No, vertical's upwards. So that's the Belgian one. Germans are straight across. There you go. Guesty crossed the entry line. That's it then. That's why Guesty got the 3-second penalty. Wasn't the exit line, it was the entry line. Come on, Guesty. So Frequency leads from Mr. Slowly. I mean, Noir's Antres is in 3rd. I'm not going to go on about flags. But 4th for Guesty. Splash is in 5th. Kevin, the Belgium driver, is in 6th. I would have swore it was the other way around with those driver names as well. Caliber and Kevin. It's a Dutch flag on Noir's car. Is it L? That's Dutch. That's Noir Antares. That looks like an American flag to me. But I'll take your word for it because I don't know anything. Can't be Dutch. He's got nothing orange on his car. I thought they just slapped orange on everything. Don't listen to him. American driver, Dutch flag on the car. Ha ha. Yeah, I know he's driving for the Dutch team, wasn't he? Yeah, he's driving for Dutch. That's what I said earlier. An American and an Englishman driving for a Dutch team. You're winding me. Who is that? I'm going to keep an eye out for Adam. Yeah, Adam. Keeping my eye on you. I believe you guys in the chat. You're my friends. You help me. So Frequency is out there leading as it gets dark. Mr. Slowly in second. Noir Anteras, the Dutch-American, is in third. American-Dutch, maybe? No, more American-Dutch. There's some gypsies there on the corner. There's Noirs, makes his way around. Guesty. He's doing a good job in fourth, but he's got Splash closing in. Splash doing a 49.6. Last time around, 50.3 for Guesty. So Splash will be upon the VRC driver any time soon. Kevin out there. The Belgian. He's chugging it in sixth spot with his many pit stop strategy he's going for. With Illusion in seventh. He was up there early doors with them racing softs. He's back on the racing softs again. And let's see if he can make an impression on Kevin ahead of him. Digital Blasphemy. He's lost his mate, Corey. So Digi is in eighth. The Mazda, the Flying Fin of Jello, is up into ninth. Corey slipping down into 10th. He did a 2:02. That doesn't help. Does not help. And he's getting flashed from Shadow. Maybe Shadow just saying hello. Hiya. I haven't seen anyone for a while. I thought I'd say hello. He's excessively flashing. He's not happy about something, is he, his Shadow? There's a Shadow. He's chasing Corey and giving him a bit of a flash. Or he's not anymore. So the battle down there, and someone a water skin into the pits, needs some fuel. But Shadow and Corey only a second apart on track. And the Canadian has got something to worry about as the Dutchman is closing in. I think he's Dutch rather than American Dutch. I do like the lights on the back of that Ford Focus. It's lovely. Really nice. So Frequency leads the way. I've said that a lot this race, haven't I? But he's done it a lot in this race, in all fairness. It's got to be said. Oh, and he lives in Japan, does Noir. So he's an American Dutchman, lives in Japan, races with a bunch of British people. That man is having some sort of crisis, I'm telling you. He's all over the place. But he's doing great in this race, so don't say anything to him yet. It's full on dark now, isn't it? Are they racing the whole second race in second stint in the dark? That's unbelievable. So Frequency, we're 38 minutes into this race. Guess what? Frequency leads with Slowly in second. Slowly doing a super job for the Full Throttle Racing guys. Then there was a Noir who's done an absolutely superb job. He's pitted twice, once more than everyone else, and he's in third place. His fuel just never seems to go down. Every time I see him, it's always in the same place. But he's making that Toyota sing. No, he's driving a Japanese car. American Dutchman lives in America. American Dutchman lives in Japan, drives for a Dutch team in a Toyota, in a Japanese car. Are we all straight? Do we have it sorted out who Noir Anteras is? Because it's confusing. Does he know both his parents? Or are we going too dark, too deep? Frequency leads. Slowly in second. Noirs is in third. Guesty in fourth, but he's been caught up by the Splash. And the Splash is going to make a splash. All over the back of Guesty. Go on, have it. Go on, yeah, go on. So, Splash in fifth place. He's had his issues, sure, but he's coming back. And he's going for the VRC racer. Guesty out there. And wants fourth place, and he'll be wanting third place back from Noir, I am sure. Does a 150.6 that last time around. Guesty managing a 50.4, so Guesty a little bit faster that lap. Kevin still holding 6th place. We thought Illusion was catching him up, and Illusion is absolutely trucking out there. Look at him flying, sticking to the track. He's got a bit of damage around the back, but it doesn't matter. He's still humming it. What's that? Is that a Mazda as well? What did the VRC boy, they took the Mazda out, did they? Yeah, it's the AequepaX boys. No, Toyota. No, that's Splash. Hang on. Yes, yeah, Mazda. It's the second AXR team. Got the AequepaX Racing and just the AXR team. Mama in the chat saying a 147.87 OMG. Monos, sorry, not Mama. Illusion, you're fast. In your Mazda. Digital Blast me 16 seconds behind him in 8th place, just ahead of the other Mazda. So the Supra is in a Mazda sandwich. We're having a little Japanese thing going on further down here. And then we've got Corey flying high. Was he driving? Ford? No, that's a McLaren, isn't it? Who knows? Who cares? But Corey giving it large up against Jay. Then Shadow in 11th spot. He was a lot closer to Corey, wasn't he? Because he was giving Corey a bit of a flash. But Corey pulling away and closing up. But Corey's got no fuel on board. Wow, the Flying Finn put some hard tyres on. Brave, he's going for a long stint. He doesn't want to pit for a long time. And Digital Blasphemy on those medium tyres, 4 seconds ahead, 5 seconds ahead of Jay. And he's not closing up to Illusion, because Illusion is absolutely flying. And it's Kevin that's got the fear, because he can see by the timing sheets that Illusion is coming, and he's coming hard. He's coming in hot. Oof, is he there already? No. Oh, it's a back marker Kevin's caught up with. Oh God, get out of the car. Oh, give me my keyboard back, please. Yeah, I believe it was a water skin that Kevin came across then. So, yes, water skin in between Illusion and Kevin. And Frequency is into the pits. Frequency popping into the pits, and Mr. Slowly with a little bit of damage there, and he's gone into the pits also. So Noirs will take over the lead. The American Dutch driver driving for the Dutch team. He lives in Japan and he's driving a Japanese car. Everything I've learnt from Noir whilst doing this stream. Corey's in a McLaren. Cheers, Dane. Although, is it? Oh no, it's Adam. I've got to watch what he says. So Noirs is going to retake the lead. Well, not retake. Take the lead for the first time in this race. And superb job. Superb strategy so far. Frequency gets back out without only losing that one spot. Guesty up into third. Still a quarter of a tank of fuel, but he's getting caught by the Splash. 150.9 from Splash. Guesty last time at 51.0. So Guesty he's feeling it now. His tendons starting to get a bit tight as well. Don't forget, the longevity of the race is a big, big thing. I don't know anything about weather. I didn't read anything about weather and tracks and rain and stuff, but it looks like it's not going to do that here. Dane also in the chat saying, the humble guys, go wild, let's go Noir. He's going for it, man. He's up there in the lead. And we're still on board with Splash for the AXR team. Are all the B teams doing better than the A teams? I know there is no A team and B team, but I think Guesty is part of the VRC team that was added second. I'm pretty sure Noir is in the Humble Guys' second team, because it's the Holland branch. So, yeah. And Splash, I think they're in the second team. Because I think Illusion's in the first. Oh no, Illusion might be in the second team. Splash might be in the main team. I don't know. So Splash now 4 tenths behind Guesty. Look, oh, Guesty's got a massive one on, and oh, Splash had to avoid that one. And poor old Guesty, where is he? He's dropped heavy. He's dropped heavy. He's dropped a few positions. Luckily for him, he's gone into the pits to just shake it off, I guess. Oh, what a shame for Guesty, dropping it just before the pit lane. That's them tyres, though. They can catch you out. What was Guesty's tyres like? Yeah, well, they weren't terrible. It was just a small mistake, pushing hard. Noirs leads this race. His tyres nearly dead, though, so he'll be thinking about a pit stop pretty soon. Frequency, who's got a full tank and a fresh set of mediums. We're at 45.5 minutes in this race. That is just over halfway, and we've got that long to go. How long this has been is how long there is left. That is the racing we've got ahead of us. So Frequency in second, Splash in third. Mr. Slowly all up in Splash's business, and he's through. And Mr. Slowly in the Ford moves up for the Full Throttle Racing team ahead of the AXR team. Beautiful stuff. Splash in fourth. And Mr. Slowly just pitting on those mediums, fresh fuel. He's going a long way. So Splash. And then there's Illusion, 24 seconds behind. I thought we saw Illusion go into the pits, but he didn't change his tyres. Oh my God, we're having all sorts of commotion in the pit lane today, aren't we? People pitting and not getting their stuff sorted out. We've not seen fuel filled and tyres changed for Illusion. Digital Blasphemy rubbing his hands. He's making up positions all over the place. Well, with Guesty dropping it, and now Illusion's pit crew making a huge mess up. Splashes into the pits. What does he need? Nothing really. He's just coming in for the fun of it. Illusion losing it to Digital. And Digi, oh, and Illusion, is that it? His tyres have gone. This is what we're talking about. When the tyres go, they go fully, my friend. And Kevin then, he picked up a bit of damage from Illusion having a spin, and Digital Blasphemy also picking up a bit of damage. So it's all gone. I think Digital trying to get the move done on Illusion, and it all started there. So Jay is being pursued by Guesty. Guesty is he's crossed that line again as Guesty. He hasn't learned. I've known dogs learn tricks quicker than Guesty can. And there he goes. He slows down and lets Jay move away. Press the right buttons. So Corey up into 9th place now, with Illusion having to go in and change those tyres. Bloody, how annoying is that for him? Because he's been into the pits. He didn't need to. Corey then, he's going to gain a position here at Trial Mountain as Illusion sorts out his tyres, and Shadow there in 11th, just behind Illusion. He can see the rear lights of Illusion. And the Greek Goddess has got it all to do, but he's only 2 seconds behind Corey, and he's on those soft tyres. Noirs has come into the pits. Noirs has entered the pits, and a Frequency carries on with no issues at all. He's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel and a fresh set of mediums. He's good to go for a good 20 odd minutes, isn't he? Nothing's going to stop him now. Mr. Slowly, the reserve driver, in second place, holding up his end of the bargain for the Full Throttle Racing lads. And who knows what he's going to get from it. And go on, that tyre isn't that heavy, mate. Jesus, he made a big deal about picking that tyre up, didn't he? Do you know how light these tyres are? Bloody people. So Noirs is back out in third, doesn't even lose a position because Splash pitted the lap before. Kevin is on his case. Kevin on a fresh set of tyres. He's right behind Splash. And Kevin with a 48.8. I think that was an outlap though. And 207 from Splash. So Kevin is on it. Digital Blasphemy up into 6th place. yet to appear ahead of the Mazda, the Flying Finns Mazda, who's being caught by Guesty. Guesty lost a bit of time to that penalty for entering the pits, and now chasing down Jelly. It's like jelly. It's Jeilii. Jelly. So Guesty's in 8th. Corey in 9th. Illusion, with his pit problems, is in 10th, but he's only 3/10 behind Corey, and he's going to go for the move up the inside, and that is it. He's through and he's on his way. Illusion then for the AequepaX Racing team up into 9th, and he's 15 seconds behind Guesty. Still a lot of racing to go, a long time on the clock, 40 minutes of racing. Corey in 10th. Who's next? Shadow, 6 seconds behind him. Oh no, it's Illusion, because he's just overtaken him, sorry. I thought there was some racing on. Let's get inside this McLaren. Let's have a look at what this McLaren looks like. It's alright, isn't it? Spacious. It's got a rear camera. Oh, just topping up on a bit of Red Bull there. And that's delish. Oh yeah. So Corey, the Canadian, chasing down Illusion, the Greek goddess, Greek god. Shadow is in 11th spot, 7 seconds behind Corey. Corey's less fuel, more used tyres, so Shadow could catch the Canadian yet. And Waterskin, he's over a minute behind and a lap down, I guess. Getting blue flags. And yeah, his setup not quite there. Who's their second driver? They've got a job to do. Although they requalify. I don't really know how the points work out, but they requalify and go again. Oh, THG EP3. Sounds like a bloody robot from Star Wars, his teammate. THG EP3. Frequency, guess what? He's leading this race. He certainly is. He's doing really well. Dane in the chat saying, that's me, his second driver. You ain't got any work to do because you're going to re-qualify. So I don't understand. So it's only the second part of the race. What? I read the rules. It said the points are all a combination of both of one. Oh yeah, no, it's both races are counted up. So a maximum a team can win over one round is 54 points, and you get 125 points for the win, and you get a point for pole position. You get a point for fastest lap. So yeah, he's EP3 Civic buddy. So a frequency leads the way, 7.8 seconds. Mr. Slowly has closed that in a bit, hasn't he? Because it was 9 seconds. So Mr. slowly chipping away at Frequency's lead. Noir and Terrace, I've got to say, his strategy has been best so far. Very similar to Kevin's, who's behind him. Kevin in 4th, Splash in 6th. But the thing is with Kevin, every time he pits, he drops back down the field, where Noir, he's just got enough of a distance from the rest of the pack that every time he pits, he can get back out again. And they're making their way around Trial Mountain for round 1, stint 1 of the new season of the GTWEC, presented to you by AequepaX Racing. There you go, Frequency crossing the line with a 49.0, and Mr. Slowly 8.5 seconds behind him with a 48.7 last time around, no, a 49.4 this time around. Noir and Terrace trying to close the gap of 11 seconds to the guys ahead of him. And he's going the right way. That's on the good side of a 40, isn't it? 48.7. No, possibly not. A bit slower than the guys ahead of him. Kevin flying, but he's got Splash not far behind. And Kevin, his tyres are starting to look a little mullered. And he's got a little bit of fuel on board. Splash then 5th place with Digital Blasphemy in 6th. He'll be making a pit stop pretty soon, I figure. Guesty in 7th. And he's got past the Mazda of Jay. With Illusion 6 seconds behind the Mazda. In his Mazda. Oh, the two Mazdas at 8th and 9th. Go Mazda. Corey in 10th with Shadow in 11th. And the Water Skin is in 12th. But he's not close. He's just getting lapped. I was going to say, you can see someone ahead of him. I got all excited for him for a second. Frequency is leading the race. I'm playing. Oh, sorry, Dane says name is after a Honda Civic, not Star Wars, lol. And then AequepaX saying Dane C3PO. Dane saying haha. Adam saying I must be Jar Jar Binks or whatever he's called. Dane saying haha, Adam, you remind me of Chewie, lol. Ah, I love it when we get a Star Wars thing going on in the thread. Let's get it going. I'm halfway through Andor, the newest episode. I've got to go back to it as soon as this race is over. So Frequency is leading the way with Slowly in second. Slowly's dropped back from Frequency, so Frequency starting to push on. He's been taking it easy for a couple of laps, and now he's decided to drop the hammer. It's Frequency time. And Slowly, who thought he was doing well, but he was tricked. Because now Frequency is he's gone into he's using the party button. Noir and Teres, absolutely cracking drive for Noir. You've got to say, done a superb job to the amount of pit stops he's having to take. Keeping on those soft tyres and keeping that fuel low means he's a frequent pit stop, a frequent pit stop person? No, a frequent visitor, I'd have to say. But he's holding on to third, which is super. 20 seconds ahead of the Subaru of Kevin, who's 3 seconds ahead of Splash now. I thought Splash was closing in on Kevin, but Kevin seems to eke it out a little bit. He's done a 48.8 last time around, where Splash did a 49.9, nearly a second slower, or it was a second slower, sorry, than Kevin. So Splash dropping back a bit. Digital Blasphemy, he's going to be in the pits at the end of this lap. Guesty's closed in 2.5 seconds on Digital Blasphemy. And we've got Inter-Team on Inter-Team. We've got the VRC Motor Racing Team Motorsports versus VRC Motorsports Racing. I don't know their names. Does it say? It might say. You've got VRC Motorsport and VRC Racing. There you go. So a Digital Blasphemy, we assume, to come into the pits anytime soon. Just after this corner, the pits are to the left. And will he sling it in, or will he try and get another lap out of this Supra? 31 laps in now. We're just coming up to the 1 hour mark. No, he didn't go into the pits. I apologise. So he's gonna eke another lap out of those as Guesty comes across him. 1.3 seconds. Guesty absolutely caning that time between himself and Digi. Illusion also pushing the boat out after he's a double stop catastrophe down there in 8th place. And finish driver in the Mazda is in 9th on 152 last time around. He's also, like Digital Blasphemy, needing to go into the pits. Someone's having a big wiggle on ahead. Is Illusion. He does not like a tatty set of tyres. That's one Greek who likes a nice solid set of tyres underneath him, and as soon as they start going off, he gets a bad case of the squirrels. With Jay now closing right into the back of Illusion. Corey in 10th. He's only 5 seconds behind all of this shenanigans. He's flashing someone. Oh, it's that's Waterskin, I believe. Getting a good flash in from Corey. Corey loves a flash. And oh, it's not the best unlapping I've ever seen. Or a lapping. They stayed close together, side by side through the corner nearly. So Corey up into a 10th spot for the Humble Guys Racing. And Shadow is in. Oh, he's got a bit of damage as Shadow. He's 24 seconds behind Corey. But is Corey pitting soon? Corey's coming to the end of his tyres. He will be into the pits, and Shadow will see him soon. Shadow entertaining himself with a wiggle down the straights. Someone getting bored out there, Shads? Into the dark. That must be freaky. We'll have to get in the car for when that happens. Let's have a look what it looks like. Ooh, yeah. You get a moment or two there. Pitch black, isn't it? It's scary. It looks like the sun's coming back up. We've gone all night. That's how hard we've gone. We've gone all night, darling. Thank you. Now get your coat. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Is that Waterskin? I'm not sure. Get out the car. No, Waterskin's in the pits. Maybe it was Shadow. Unsure on that one, I must say. Yeah, I think it was Shadow just getting out of the way. So Frequency leads from Mr. Slowly. 10 seconds between the two of them now. And Mr. Frequency definitely pulling out a gap. Shadow's had a bit of a moment. He's got a bit of a broken front dampener. So he's giving me a flash. Hello. Hi, Mr. Slowly. You having fun? And there is Noir's. His tyre's absolutely spent. He's going to be going in pretty soon, I would think. And in the chat, we've got a few things going on here. Adam saying I've got my work cut out to be as good as Noir. Curse of the second driver. Muller saying hi every. Where is Jose? Dane saying last Muller. Muller saying lol, you've got work to do then. And Pepsi with his eyes peeled. So let's have a rundown. Frequency is leading, which he has done most of this race, it has to be said. The man is a rocket, and he's flying, with Mr. Slowly in second for the Full Throttle Racing guys. He was their reserve driver, and in round one already stepping up to the block. Who's he? Hulkenberg. Now we've got Noirs and Terrace. Now Noirs has had a very interesting race. He was fumbling around near the back, pitted very early, and suddenly he's arrived up in third place, and we can't shift him. He won't budge. He's like a bad stain. So, and we found out that he's not really American Dutch, but someone tried to trick me into saying he had a Dutch flag because I got my Belgium and my German flags mixed up. And I think for, you know, a British person in their 40s in 2022, that it's good that he doesn't really know what the German flag is, because if things went a different way, then he'd definitely know what the German flag looked like. But he doesn't know what the German flag looks like, which means things went okay. It wasn't so bad. Mr. Slowly into the pits. Mr. Slowly is in the pits. And is that going to help Splash? He's 30 odd seconds behind. No, he's going to go into the pits himself because his fuel is flashing. Guesty, his tyres are looking half done, but he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel to keep going with. Kevin is in 6th. Now, he's recently pitted because his tyres look absolutely delicious, and he was behind. I don't know where he was. He was in 4th, wasn't he? I think he might have been ahead of Splash, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Illusion is in 7th place. He's recently pitted, it would seem, and put a fresh set of racing softs on and half a tank of fuel. Digital Blasphemy has pitted. We said he was going to pit soon, and then he went past, and he's ended up behind Illusion by 6 seconds, but ahead. He's in between the Mazdas again, isn't he? Ahead of Jay. Corey, 30 seconds. Oh, he's had to pit, and he's put some hard tyres on. And Shadow, he's pitted as well, and he's got a bit of damage around the back. And Water Skin, he's not even giving him a time now, that's unfortunate. But Water Skin, he's recently pitted. Put himself a fresh set of softs on. And he's fighting with that McLaren, he really is. Having a battle, it's a battle between man and machine. Should check on how many miles, he's done 782 miles in it. Frequency. Leading, just putting a lap on Shadow, it seems. It doesn't tell you the car though, does it? I can get the bib. So, looking back at the leader, Frequency. Man alive, he went past. Didn't he just go past, eh? Superb. So, Noirs is into the pits. Mr. Slowly will retake second place. And Splash is not going to get that third. I think Noir, sorry. Anteras is safely going to keep his podium, I reckon. Although, Mr. Slowly going over the finish line now. I don't know. What we got? 25 minutes left of racing here. Now, apparently at the end, I have got to nip it. I've got a dash. I've got a jet right at the end to make space for the next commentator. And Dane says this commentary is amazing. Oh, bless you. Cheers. Dane saying hashtag 1945 lol. Steve-O saying agreed, got me giggling. AequepaX saying Dane, we only invite the best. And AequepaX saying we have 3 top guys covering this series. Yeah, I'm the worst of the 3. So Frequency is how is it? I keep repeating myself. Keep saying Frequency is leading this race. I hear myself saying it a lot. Is the different ways there? Frequency is no longer leading this. Well, he might be. I don't know. Can Mr. Slowly get round? Well, I said Noir Anteras was leading this race earlier, so that's a little bit different. Noir's out of the pits. He's doing his out lap. He's 24 seconds ahead of Guesty in 4th, who's 2.5 seconds ahead of Kevin. Kevin's absolutely going for it, isn't he? He is putting it. He's laying it out there. He's laying it out there for us all to see what class looks like. And Kevin, he's going for it. Splash not too far behind. I mean, after an hour and 7 minutes, I mean, they're not that far apart, is there? 3.2 seconds between Splash and Kevin, and 2.4 seconds between Kevin and Guesty. Granted, then it's 24 seconds. Mr. Slowly is going to be not leading this race. So Frequency is leading the race ahead of Mr. Slowly, and Noirs is in 3rd. Guesty, his tyres are absolutely wretched, but he's still cracking on in 4th spot. But that Kevin catching him rapidly, very rapidly, as they come through the stadium part on the start-finish line. And Kevin trying to close the gap on Guesty. Cracking race we've had here. Cracking race so far. Hour and 10 minutes. The next 2 hours, hour and a half, sorry, are going to be glorious. Absolutely glorious. So Kevin then, Guesty having to go slow. That's a tyre thing, surely. Guesty struggling with those tyres now. Kevin is within a second, and our man Kev is going to get the job done very soon. I don't want to pull away because this is where the action is. The action lies. Guesty fighting with the Porsche as the tyres go away from him. He's gone faster than he's gone before though, with a 150.1. The fastest lap is held by the Supra driver of Illusion with a 147.881. And Guesty, what did I say? An hour and 10 minutes for the crash. So, we're a minute away from my prediction. And Guesty is fighting off the Kev. Kev 4 tenths behind on board again. Why not? So, Kev looking very closely at the back of Guesty's car there, and fancies a way by. One way or another, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you next time. And Guesty goes into the pits. Let's hope he didn't cross that pit lane. Hey, let's hope he's learned for his third effort not to cross the entry. So Illusion, he's going to gain a position there, is he not? 24 seconds behind Guesty. I assume Illusion is going to move up into 6th spot. Digital Blasphemy after his pits, still ahead of the Flying Finn in the Mazda. And Shadow is ahead of Corey. Corey's dropped behind Shadow. Oh, those racing hard tyres are taking their toll. He can't get out the 2-minute range. And Corey, someone else tried the hard tyres, didn't they? I don't know if they stuck with it. It might have been J-Man in the Mazda. I think he tried the hard tyres, and it looks like he's gone back to the medium. But Corey, he's giving something a go. And you can't blame him for that, but his lap times have not been all too great. I mean, I didn't even see him hit anything, but I just saw the front of his car start flashing. Barely a tap. Barely a scratch, man. So Shadow, 17 seconds ahead of Corey, and he's 43 seconds behind the Mazda, and the Mazda's chasing down Digital Blasphemy. 3 seconds is all that's in it between 9th and 8th place, and there he can see his prey just over yonder, and he fancies it as we go into the day, man. Fighter of the night, man. Defender of the sun. He's something about, he's a master in karate and friendship for everyone. Day, man. Ooh. That's a very, very, like, a program that no one ever watches. So if you know that reference, then I tip my hat to you, my friends. But it was only because it's starting to become daylight, so it's like the day man is winning. So Frequency is leading this race, but it's only 4 seconds. Mr. Slowly is only 4 seconds behind. That's the closest we've seen him since the beginning of the race. And yes, Mr. slowly but surely is closing in on the Frequency, we'll call him now. And he's getting purples. We're sticking with Mr. Slowly because he's giving it a flash. Does that mean he's on a handset? My God, is he on a gamepad? Because he flashed when he went round a corner, which is usually an indication. But he's got Fanatec on his car, hasn't he? Didn't I see Fanatec as a sponsor? So Mr. Slowly chasing down 3 seconds now. What's happening to Frequency? What's the Frequency? KNF Cassia. What are you doing? Oh no, it's Frequency that's got the Fanatec. Sorry, I apologise. So it's 3 seconds at 49.2. Mr. Slowly did a 47.678. Mr. Slowly, it's hammer time. It's definitely hammer time in that car because he is absolutely pushing it. In the chat, Monos saying haha, and Steve-O saying Dane got some work to do, brother. Oh, don't tease him. He's all right. It's only easy if he gets 25 points. He's still happy, isn't he? So Mr. Slowly, 2 seconds. I don't think there's anything Frequency can do. He's come across the Mazda, and as obviously Mr. Slowly, or maybe he's flashing to let the back marker know he's coming through. Don't mess with me, man. I'm on a roll. I'm in my groove. So get out the way, because there's one man. 1.8 second. What is going on in this race? Why has Mr. Frequency suddenly lost so much pace? Is it the medium and the soft tyre? Is that the difference? And yeah, I think... Oh, I don't even think he's giving him a chance to get out of the way. Who's that? Was that poor old Corey? Corey getting manhandled out the way there because Mr. Slowly isn't taking anything from anyone. He's got a job to do and he wants to get on with it. Noir's, meanwhile, is in third place and there's no one messing with that. As he drives past the Jippos, he is making his way around. That daylight takes ages. It got dark really quick and the sun seems to be rising for ages. Kevin in fourth, but Kevin's coming into the pits and Splash will take over that position. Illusion, he's also going to be coming into the pits and that'll be a position for Guesty. So Kevin, we believe, is going to be into the pits. His tyres screaming out for mercy and his fuel tank is virtually on vapors. But I've got to say, the strategy, not terrible, is it? It's the many pit stops isn't destroying their positions, is all I'm saying. But I suppose it depends at the end of the race. There's only 15 minutes left of this race to go, I believe. We're on lap 40. Splash moves up into fourth place. Illusion, will he? Oh, he's going to go in as well, isn't he? He's got to. He's on vapor as well. So Illusion goes in, and that is big gains for Guesty. Fresh mediums, I'd hazard a guess that he's going all the way to the end. Let's have a look, see if we know who's going to the end. He's going to the end, isn't he? Is it 15 minutes or is it 2 hours? I read this one was a 3-hour one, which I think is an hour and a half. So Frequency leads the way from Mr. Slowly, but Mr. Slowly's got it within a second between the two. 8 tenths, this is tense. This is very tense, but I don't... Is Mr. Slowly, is that enough? It's not. It's not going to be enough for Mr. Slowly to reach the end of this race. I think Frequency has definitely got enough. Wow, have they put a Lumi light on the bloody windscreen wiper? Is that flash or what? Is that the windscreen wiper? It's got a Lumi light on it, a luminous light on it? Or is it just a line in the window? They've decided to put in a luminous light up the middle of the window. So that's not distracting at all when you're driving. It's not the windscreen wiper. I think the windscreen wiper's next to it. It's just a random light that's going up the middle of the windshield. Alright, interesting. But yeah, Mr. Slowly, I think he's going to have to pit before the end of this race. And well, there's only 13 minutes left of the race, is it? I'm sure. I've read. I love not being in the know because it makes it more interesting. But I'm sure I read this race was a 3-hour race, 2 1.5-hour races. And we're at 1 hour and 16 minutes, 17 minutes at the moment, which means by my calculations, that's 13 minutes left. Mr. Slowly does not have enough fuel or tyres to get to the another 13 minutes out of that car. So he is going to have to pit, and Noir Anteras, oh, I don't know if he's got enough to go to the end. I'm a bad judge. It's going to take a while. I don't use GT7 too much. In our club, we still use Sport because we don't trust 7. But, eek. I've had a couple of goes recently on GT7 doing the comms. I made our club do some GT7 races just so I could get ready for this. Don't tell them though, because I didn't tell them. That's why we were doing them. But, yeah, I think Frequency's got enough to get to the end easily. You might as well let Mr. Slowly go, because I don't think Mr. Slowly, he's going to have to come into the pits. He's in the pits actually now, so he's in the pits. Noir, he's going to have to pit as well before the end of this race. Splash might possibly be able to do it, but is he too far behind? So Mr. Slowly is into the pits for a splash and dash just for the end of this race. Kevin is back ahead of Guesty. Oh yeah, did Guesty pit? No. Kevin 207 his last time around though. He's been in, he must have got out ahead. Mr. Slowly at his stop now, getting the tyres changed, have a little bit of fuel. Noir has moved up. I'm surprised he hasn't gone into the pits, as there is only less than 12 minutes left of the race. And Frequency, absolutely loving life. He's killing it out there and doing a beautiful job with it as well. Noir and Teres in second, but he's going to have to visit the pits before the checkered flag comes out. Mr. Slowly's got a penalty, cut a line on the way in, possibly, and that's not helping with him. He's still 23 seconds ahead of Splash, though. So Splash, at best, looking at a fourth, possibly. I don't know if he can get Noir in the pits. I don't think he will. Kevin, then. Solid drive for Kevin with all those pit stops. Him and Noir, it's worked out for him. Maybe that's the way to go. Softs with lots of pits and keep the fuel low so the car doesn't tear the tyres apart. Guesty in 6th place ahead of Illusion, whom is in 7th for AequepaX Racing. Then we have Jay in the Mazda, just ahead of Digital Blasphemy. Now, Digital Blasphemy was ahead of Jay, so Jay somehow got ahead of Digi in this race. He's going faster than him at the moment. Now we've got Noir coming into the pit, so Slowly will retake that position. As he does, he's still got to feel the pain of that 3-second hit. When he gets to the markers, there it is, slowing down on the fastest part of the track. What a way to pay a penalty. And Noir's at his pit stop, getting his tyres changed, getting topped up with fuel, and Splash coming up to the final corner. I think Noir is being released, and Splash not quite there yet. And Noir's Antares out onto the track, and no problem at all for him. We've got just under 10 minutes of the race to go. Frequency leads the way for the STS guys or something like that. Sirocco, Stocilla Racing. And Frequency absolutely destroyed this first race at Trial Mountain with Mr. Slowly in the Ford for Full Throttle Racing as cracking second place. Noir's getting third. Was it lucky because Splash had to do a double pit for fuel? We'll never know. If you ask Splash, he'll say yeah, he was lucky. And if you ask Noir, he'll say it was all part of the plan. So there you go. So Splash in 4th for the other AequepaX Racing team. And I say the other was the first one we've come across, isn't it? We've got Frequency for Stocilla Racing. Mr. Slowly for the Humble guys. No, Full Throttle Racing, sorry, Mr. Slowly. Full Throttle Racing, yes, right. Noir and Teres for the Humble guys. Dutch brand, the Holland brand. Splash for AequepaX Racing. Kevin, he's in a combo team. I think 2 teams have joined together for that one. So they are called... They're called... I don't know. SBM featuring SOE. So SOE must be the Kevin part, and the SBM part must be Caliber. Couldn't they have just called themselves SBOME, Spome, or Zombie? But the it doesn't matter. So he's in 5th anyway. He's doing a cracking job. Guesty in 6th for the VRC Motorsport or VRC Racing. I think he's the VRC Racing one. I think Digital Blasphemy is the Motorsport one. And he's got 6th so far with 7 minutes to go. Illusion. He's had an adventure today, and he's had a couple of spins, but other than that, great race for Illusion. The Finnish driver in the Mazda, Jelly, is in 8th, and he is really in a nice battle with Digital Blasphemy at the moment, but Digital Blasphemy carrying a little damage on his front left hand side. Corey is back ahead of Shadow. So Corey gains that position from Shadow. Looks like Shadow had to get into the pits. Only a few laps ago, I missed that. And Waterskin, trial by fire for Waterskin. Oh, he's got a 52.5 out of the car. So the pace is there in that McLaren. They just need to find a way to unlock it. Mr. Frequency out there in the lead. In the chat, Adam saying, just down to Cannon Monster for my stint. You're going to need a wee like 5 minutes in, man. You better keep that can handy just in case you need to top it back up. Frequency leads slowly in second. I'm going to be watching, guys. Don't think you're getting away with anything, because even though I'm not talking over you racing, I'm going to have you on in the background while I have a well-deserved dive into some tobacco. And Dane saying, good plan, Adam. Adam saying, I have a bucket, it's fine. Oh, big jobs. So, Mr. Slowly, 24 seconds in behind Frequency in second. Noirs is in third. I mean, I'm wrapping it up because we've got 25 minutes to go. And I don't really have to go through the field. See, usually when we hand over stints here at the AequepaX, it's for the 24-hour race, and we go through it just to let the next person know what he's setting the grid up. But I think they're qualifying again, so there's no reason. So me going through the field is just letting you know where people are, especially for you. So Noir Antares is in third. Look, I didn't sing much as well, did I, this time round? Trust me, there will be singing. It's a weird thing that I can't seem to stop doing, but there will be. But I've gone easy on you, and I've not gone into it. But Noirs is in third, Splash fourth. This is it. I think they're all running to the end. Kevin is under threat. No, Kevin is threatening hang on. That's a back marker. I think that's a back marker. It's not Guesty and it's not Splash, so it's got to be... they're not back markers. It's just someone who's not having a great race, which would be Splash, I believe. No, it's Corey. I don't know, but who is he? Kevin in fifth. I don't think he's going to catch anyone before the end of this race, so it's looking like a solid fifth place for the SOE SBM team. Guesty in sixth, solid points there. Well, they're all solid points, but it's not bad. Middle of the fields. He's got the pace of the leaders. They were doing, I mean, 47s is ridiculous, but they were on softs. I don't think we saw Guesty on a set of softs in this race. He's just gone with the mediums, all trying their own strategies out. Illusion. Oh, we know Illusion doesn't like an old set of tyres, and he's going to be on an old set of tyres come the end of this race, but he is 12 seconds ahead of the J-Man, and the J-Man's got his own issues because he's got Digi, Tull Blasphemy closing in for that extra point, is it? Let's have a look. What's the points? 9th, 6 points, 8th, 7 points. So, oh, Shadow's gone into the pits. That makes no sense because he doesn't need a pit stop. So Shadow's gone into the pits, not sure why. As Frequency crosses the line with only 2.5 minutes to go. This is the penultimate lap for Frequency, slowly making his way around, and he's got himself second place in this race for sure, with Noir and Therese in third, Splash fourth, Kevin in fifth, with Guesty in sixth, Illusion seventh. Digital Blasphemy's got himself by. Oh, I think Jay's had a problem. He's got a bit of damage around the back. The tyres are a bit worn. And Digital Blasphemy up into 8th place, too far behind Illusion to make any kind of impact. And it's down to the second drivers now. I believe Guesty is going to be replaced by Noxie. Sorry, I'm going through these, not telling you where they are. There's the Finnish driver in a Mazda, Jalil. And in 10th, we've got Corey. Corey and Digi split up somewhere in that race, and I feel bad because that was a beautiful bromance they had going on for a while. But Corey in 10th, with Shadow making a late pit stop. Oh, he's gone for softs. Is he going for a fastest lap? Is he going to try and get fastest lap before the end of the race? Why not? It's a point. There's a point there if you can get it. But we're running out of time, and he's picked up a bit of damage. But yes, to me, it looks like the Dutchman is he's going to try and push for the fastest lap with a fresh set of softs. And why not? Nothing to lose. Water skin. Making his way around. Frequency crosses the line to start his final lap. Yes. Oh, sorry. There you go. Steve saying race time Cathtor, and AequepaX Racing saying might be going for fastest lap. Yeah, I just said that. That was amazing that we thought on a level there, me and AequepaX. So frequency, perfect race really, wasn't it, for frequency? He can't fault him. Didn't do anything wrong. Has done superb. Brings it home for the 25 points. Mr. Slowly got the fastest lap there, sneakily, near the end. And we know that someone else is out there trying for it. Noir has had it at some point in this race. But at this point, I think he's happy just to go for it. How far away? Oh, someone's going to cross the line, I think. No. That's not the person. Who's just crossed that blooming line? Him. So, Splash has finished. Kevin crosses the line for 5th place. Superb stuff from Kevin. Guesty. Ooh, is he going to get that 6th? Someone's close behind him, but it's not Illusion. So, Guesty comes home for 6th spot. Superb stuff from the VRC boys. Illusion for the AequepaX Racing guys, 7th. Digital Blasphemy grabs himself a fine 8th. Not quite yet, though. He's got to get there. He's coming around the corner. He's heading his core. He's crossed the line for 10th. And here comes Digital Blasphemy to grab himself 8th spot ahead of Jay. So what's going on? Who's finishing now? Oh, Frequency's crossed the line. Frequency's taking the win. Superb stuff, Frequency. Mr. Slowly brings it home for a podium. He's got the fastest lap so far. And there goes Mr. Slowly for 2nd place. Cracking stuff there. Brilliant. And Noir is coming on home, and he takes that final podium position. Congratulations, you lovelies. Great stuff. And that is everyone, I believe, has finished. Shadow didn't get that fastest lap, and that was that. Now I've got to make way. There he is. Well done, T. Stolt. Or I've been saying your name for the last hour and a half, and now I can't remember it. Well, super stuff anyway. Frequency. So yeah, I've got to make way. I don't think I have to do much really, though. We'll leave. That was cracking. Now, anytime soon, you should see. Right then, Bandit saying, well done, VRC. Good race, everyone. So on AequepaX, the AequepaX Racing YouTube channel, anytime now, you should see. Look, I'll do this. Where is it? I'll do that. I don't know why though. And then I will move out the way for the other guys. So, do you want to quit? Yeah, it feels weird while I'm doing the stream. I usually get out of the chat before then. So we're out of that at the moment. Don't check network environment because I'm not going into anything. I'm moving on up. And yeah, as we just chill out here, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm here because I love Groot with my every essence of my being. So it makes no odds to me. I'm not asking you on my behalf, but hit like and subscribe because YouTube get off on it. Everyone gets all excited about stuff like that. And so do that. Join their Discord. There is a way, I'm sure, but I don't know how. They've got a Discord. They've got a Facebook. They've got the lots. They've got the whole shebang. And yeah, I'm chatting away. That was a beautiful race. Beautiful top 3 there from Noir in third. And then we had Mr. Slowly in second. And the other one won it. Frequency won it. I'm still checking out, waiting for that second AequepaX channel to start, Stint 2 to start, or waiting for the message. Either a message saying, can you do the next stint, or can where is it? Where is the money? So in the chat, we'll go with a bit of chat from you guys. Beetlegeese saying, pretty must a perfect drive there, apparently. It was virtually perfect for frequency. Didn't go wrong. And yeah, so we had a beautiful race. Next week, I believe it is next Saturday, we're going to be sorry, it's when I try and concentrate on read things as well as talk. I can't do that. I haven't worked that one out. We're going to be at Spa-Francorchamps for 2 hours of racing. Well, we're going to be 4 hours in all, but 2 hours at the moment. So I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Isaac Dick, and we're waiting for that new room, that new AequepaX to stream, but it's just not streaming at the moment. Where is he? Where's Stig? What's the crack? What's the verschnizzle, my nizzles? I don't really want to close this stream down until the next stream starts, but it might be that I have to. Maybe they can't start the other stream without this stream shutting down. And I can't really read your stuff that's going on in the Discord chat, because that's that's their own little chat thing. I don't want to make that public, because all the people racing are now having a good old chin wag about how that went. Noir saying he's happy with the soft strat, and some luck got him up to third. I think that luck is Splash having to do a double pit stop for the tyres. And yeah, we've seen Illusion saying that that tyre thing cost him as well. Come on, AequepaX, where is Stint 2's thing? Maybe I do have to shut it down. Maybe they can't start another... No, because I'm sure we have two stints going. I mean, two streams going at the same time when we do the 24-hour thing. So I'm hanging on for a hero till the end of the night. I don't know what's going on, but that second stint has not started yet. So maybe I should just leave, because I'm just talking crap for no reason. All right, what way to end the thing, because I'm just hanging on. Yeah, there's another stint starting. Keep an eye on that YouTube. They're ready for the Stint 2 drives. Oh, so I think there is a small gap between the two, so probably I don't have to go on like this. So like I said, I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Isaac Dick, and I have had an absolute pleasure with you guys. It's been beautiful. Thank you for those of you in the chat keeping me entertained, and hopefully I did the same for you, and I look forward to next Saturday. Oh, they're going to restart the game. They're getting black screens and stuff. So, yeah, I did think that it was asking a lot for one lobby to go for 2 hours. What do you mean Shadow wants to watch in the lobby? Go on the stream, Shadow. It's a lot more entertaining, man. Maybe he likes to watch what he wants to watch. That's a come down. Look at those cars going around. I was your broadcaster, your commentator, Isaac Dick. I had a ball. Thanks to you guys for watching. Great job, Thingy. Thanks for the commentary, says Manos1. My pleasure. I will see you next Saturday. Thank you for joining us here at the AequepaX Racing. Bye, Z-Boy. I'm going for a fag. Dude, what could I do with one after that? It's beautiful stuff. See you later, guys. I love ya.